Okay folks, we're back at Cabot Circus in Bristol again, and today I'm watching the debut cinematic feature of Wonder Woman starring Gal Gadot reprising her role as Diana Prince, aka Wonder Woman, and Chris Pine as Steve Trevor. Now from what I've been told from people who've seen this already, this is the greatest superhero movie ever. That's a pretty big claim considering I thought the first Iron Man movie was amazing. But that's just me, take it for what you will. 2 hours and 20 minutes, I'm going to see if DC can actually now start picking up the ball where they kind of dropped it with Batman v Superman. But in 2 hours, you'll know. Later. Okay folks, you're now watching the spoiler version of the review, and you know the usual stick. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to click off if you think you've come to the spoiler-free one by accident, so... Okay, we're good. I'm going to get into writing again, because I touched upon writing in the spoiler-free version. I felt like the only real problem with the movie, I wasn't really feeling the romantic angle, considering Steve Trevor was Wonder Woman's first real love. Especially if we're going, you know, considering this is an origin story and it's staying very true to the origin from what I remember reading, and of course of the 2009 direct-to-DVD Wonder Woman with Nathan Fillion as Steve Trevor, with Kerry Russell as Diana Prince Wonder Woman, and might I add, she was a very good Wonder Woman. Loved the really sort of husky tone in her voice. I felt like they, particularly with the romance angle, it's like they were tiptoeing towards it. They didn't cross the line and be like, okay, let's have these two be a little bit more infatuated with each other. Let's actually have that spark. It felt more like he was just trying to be her friend more than anything, and particularly where they're heading more towards Belgium and you see them go into the same hotel room and you see them kiss. That's the only real time you felt like there was any kind of spark or tension there. That's the only thing I'm going to really begrudge the movie for. I will say, I'm going to get the actor's name right, David Thewlis, who was revealed as Ares under the guise of Sir Patrick Morgan. I did not see that coming. I'm like, it's like, well played, movie. It's like, because we all thought it was Danny Huston with the way he was just going about it as the army general, and it has to be said with Danny, I don't know what he's like as a person. I can only comment on what he's like as an actor, but the guy is as bland as a wooden post. I mean, I'm sorry, but X-Men Origins Wolverine, ugh. You know, he was terrible as Stryker, and as the lead vampire in 30 Days of Night, I'm like, I didn't feel any conviction. And here, it's the same thing. I mean, that's the only real thing I'm going to begrudge casting. It's like, why do studios still hire this guy? Again, I'm not narking on him as a person, because I don't know what he's like, but as an actor, he's just one of these guys that, I'm sorry, he just doesn't know how to emote or really get the point across that he's supposed to do. Other than that, I feel like every other cast choice killed it. Gal Gadot as Diana Prince, aka Wonder Woman, it was a different approach, and Gal really sells the role. You look in her eyes, she's giving you decent, honest, genuine performances. You know, you see her wanting to be a warrior and a difference maker so bad that it actually shows that, you know, you forget that this is Gal Gadot, this is actually now Wonder Woman. She's really giving it. And I thought that was awesome. Chris Pine as Steve Trevor. Again, the only thing I'm going to begrudge him for is the forced romance angle, or not enough of it. But other than that, I thought he was an ideal Steve Trevor. And has to be said with Chris Pine, what is this guy taking? Because he just does not seem to age. I mean, you know, it's only been 8 years since the Star Trek reboot, with him cast as Captain James T. Kirk, and he's aged so little. So, you know, Chris, you know, call me one time, let me know what you're taking, you know, whether it's mineral water or various vegetables, because we all want to know. Seriously, we all want to know. And yeah, just spill the beans. The score, like I said in the Spoiler Free, this is on par with Sir John Williams. I don't know why I keep calling him that, but it just seems to be like a nice fit, even though the guy is not English, but you just have that kind of respect for him and what have you. And the score for this is easily on par with anything he's ever done, whether it's with Superman, the Indiana Jones movie series, Jurassic Park, and of course Star Wars. Visual and specials, you know, a couple of people have complained about the whole bullet time thing, but it's like, come on guys, it's pretty much a set standard piece now in anything that's going to be a high visual effect movie. You are going to get these little sequences where it's going to happen. And plus, you know, The Matrix kind of set that precedent some near 20 years ago, you know, because they're the ones who invented it. So I get the whole standpoint that it has been overused, but it's one of those things, like, you kind of half expect it. And I'm not going to begrudge the movie too much for it, because in the context of a superhero movie where there's going to be a lot of action-orientated movement and fight sequences, it's a given. I felt visually the Lasso of Truth very well represented in live-action form, and the fact that it's meant to be kind of a painful thing. You know, the truth can be painful to do, and Chris really sells it when he doesn't want to give up the truth. And it's almost like he's having indigestion, I'm thinking, a little bit. I do like the way that his character is given a noble send-off with the way he sacrifices himself to stop the mustard gas from being spread, you know, over 50 square miles by detonating it higher in the atmosphere. And you do feel Diana's pain with it. And you can see right at the end of the movie, you know, 100 years later, she still has eyes for him. And, you know, that's love, people. You know, that's a beautiful thing. What else to say? Honestly, I don't think there's anything I can add or take it away from this movie. I think the whole reports and fears about this movie being a mess are really misinformed, because, in all honesty, this is the best superhero movie I've seen since the first one of this. This movie is on par with the first Iron Man movie, and I feel like DC have gotten their game together in some degree, because Man of Steel, although it had its problems, it was a reasonably good start to the DC cinematic universe. Batman v Superman, jeez Louise, where do I begin with the problems with that? First of all, that movie was way too long. I'm sorry. Even the theatrical cut was not that much shorter. The home cut, nearly 3 hours. Ugh! Oh, no! And even then, the fight wasn't extended by that much. Although Ben Affleck's a better Batman than Christian Bale. Opinion, don't go hating. It's opinion, folks. We're all entitled to it. But, yeah, pretty much all in all, I'm gonna just say Wonder Woman a must ×5, because, come on, folks. You really owe it to yourselves to go watch this particular superhero movie, because for all the faults that the DC Cinematic Universe has had, this one, they finally figured it out. They know what to do. So, yeah. you know, and for some reason we have random laughter. So yeah, you owe it to yourself to go watch this movie. For those that have been yearning for a standalone Wonder Woman live action feature, and this is the first Wonder Woman live action movie and live action in general since the Linda Carter TV series, which I've sadly never watched, but people tell me good things about it. You know, Wonder Woman was really represented well, and I don't think they could have chosen anybody better than Gal Gadot. I really don't. This movie, you know, I know she got herself noticed with the Fast and Furious franchise, but this is the movie that's going to make her a megastar. You know, if the Iron Man series could take Robert Downey Jr. and catapult him into megastardom, Wonder Woman is going to do for Gal Gadot what Tony Stark did for Robert Downey Jr. Until then, folks, this is MJ Knight signing off from Real Features. As ever, good night from the night.